Hi everyone, I hope you all are keeping well. So, tonight we are here to take up another kind of essay, and that is going to be the problem solution essay. Okay, so all those things that we have to keep in mind regarding the word limit, the time, all those four parameters are absolutely the same. So, let's do a quick recap. Number one, what are the four parameters? Task achievement, high range vocabulary, that is lexical resource. Third thing is your coherence and cohesion. Fourth is your grammatical range and accuracy. Okay? So keep all these things in mind. Apart from that, what is a word limit? At least 250 words you have to write for any kind of essay. That is writing task 2. Then we come to the time limit. The recommended time to handle the writing task 2 is 40 minutes. Just keep that in mind, and please keep your language formal, your style formal, since the writing itself is a formal way of expression. Now let's start. So as I said, we are going to deal with problem solution essay. I want you all to understand something. See, in your essay question of this type, you will be getting some kind of problem. So some situation which is a problematic one will be there in the essay question, to which you would be asked to give reasons for and solutions. So the point is that you don't have to come up with the problem. You have to come up with the solutions and the causes. Okay? Now people get confused in coming up with the problem. They start discussing about the problem itself. It's not the case. You already have the problematic situation in the question. You have to tell the causes for it. Why is that problem occurring? What are the reasons behind it? So your part is to talk about the causes and also to give solutions. So you need to be solution oriented, right? Keep that in mind. So if we come down to the structure of the problem solution essay, what could it be? See, our introduction remains the same. We will paraphrase the essay question, write it in our own words. Then we will analyze the question to understand whether we are supposed to give our opinion or not. Basically, when we are providing with solutions, in a way we are providing with our opinion. So just paraphrase the essay question for your introduction. Apart from that, you have to tell what your essay is going to talk about in the further paragraphs. That's it. Got it? That would be your introduction. Now coming down to your body paragraph. See, we have causes and solutions. So definitely body paragraph 1 will cater to all the causes. Body paragraph 2 will have the solutions. Now another important thing that you have to keep in mind is whatever causes you are giving. See, of course, when we brainstorm the ideas, a lot of causes will come to our head, right? But then you have to choose the best causes. How would you choose the best ones? Only the ones that you feel are directly related to the problem. Something like a major cause. Okay, you can avoid including the minor ones or indirectly related ones. Include in your essay only the major and directly related causes. Once you have done that, suppose you have taken 2 major causes, now your part when it comes to the solution paragraph should be, you have to write only the solutions which are catering to the causes you have mentioned. Okay, don't keep them as separate entities. See, don't do this thing, writing different causes and solutions for completely different thing. So solutions should be directly related to all the causes you have mentioned in the body paragraph 1. Now when we are dealing with the causes, we have been selective. Similarly, we have to be selective regarding the solutions. We will give solution number 1 catering to cause number 1. Solution number 2 catering to cause number 2. Finally, we will write the conclusion. That means we will restate whatever views we have stated. In a way, if we have an opinion, we will give it. We will again tell about it. Second thing, we will summarize everything. So whatever we have written till now, we will just write it in fewer words. Now remember, only what we have done till now should be summarized. No new point is coming in the conclusion, guys. Please keep that in mind. Third thing, if we have any kind of recommendation or prediction, then we can include that in our conclusion. So keep the structure in mind and you're good to go. So directly, let's come to the structure once again. Now look here guys, structure of the problem solution essay. So in the introduction, you will paraphrase the essay question and give your opinion only when you analyze it. Yes, you have to give your opinion. Okay, otherwise just write the essay will further discuss the causes and the solutions of the problem. Now, body paragraph 1 is causes. So you will give the first cause or the reason. Explain it. That means not just choosing the best point, not just choosing the best cause, but also the supporting point. Right? So explanation is required along with a concrete example. Apart from that, second cause. Again, you will explain the second cause with an example. So explanation and example both have to be present. Okay, once you are done with the causes paragraph, you will come to the solutions paragraph. Now herein, you are going to write the first solution. Now this first solution should be related directly to the first cause mentioned here. Okay, even for the solution, you will well explain it along with a concrete example. This second solution should relate to the second cause. And for this solution also, you will explain it and give an example for it. So whether it is for causes or solutions, don't forget to give the examples, guys, please. Coming down to the conclusion, you will give your opinion, you will summarize, and if any recommendation or prediction is there, you will point that out. Now, keeping the structure in mind, let's try to do the real thing. So let's plan the essay. Let's see the question, guys. The internet has transformed the way information is shared and consumed. But it has also created problems that did not exist before. So the question is mentioning that the internet has really been beneficial when it comes to the sharing and the consumption of information. But at the same time, it has created some new problems that never used to exist before. What are the most serious problems associated with the internet? You have to answer this. You have to think about all the problems associated with the internet. Reasons why the question is saying that it has created some new problems. So come up with all those causes. And what solutions can you suggest? Getting my point? So you don't only have to come up with the causes of new problems, but also you have to come up with the solutions. Now, after this question, we will analyze it. So step 1, let's see what are the positive points and what are the negative points. So positive points mentioned in the question is the transformation, the way information is getting shared and is getting used. Then the negative points, which says about the arrival of new problems. Okay, so we have both the aspects. Now we have to come up with the solutions. Now we have to brainstorm. So how can we come up with the solutions? Only when we really know what new problems are there, what new causes are there, right? So let's try to generate the ideas, guys. See, if we think about the internet and its new problems, we can easily understand that the way we can easily access all the potentially harmful sites, even the kids can do it easily, right? That is definitely a major problem. Other than that, growth of online fraud and hacking, a reality of these days. Apart from that, we are getting addicted to surfing and scrolling on the internet. Uselessly, we keep doing that. Then, of course, there is a disconnect between our real life and the virtual life. Of course, the lifestyle of the influencers impact us a lot, especially the teenagers, right? So that is definitely bringing a disconnect. Other than that, we have constant anxiety and depression. So we are getting into that trap. If these are the problems, how can we tackle these problems? So what are the solutions for it? So let's see, if we have to say about easy access to potentially harmful sites, of course, if the government can take some strict actions against it, so it has to come up with some adequate laws, legislation, rules, it can be tackled. Parents also need to monitor the kids' activities, whatever they are doing online. You cannot just leave your kids without supervision, right? When it comes to the online fraud and hacking, in that case, companies are required to improve their on-site IT security systems. They need to constantly check what weaknesses are their entire security systems going through. Okay? So you need to limit your internet time in order to do away with that addiction. Please make friends in real life, develop some new hobbies instead of having that disconnect. And you need to understand, you need to recognize that the real life of the influencers is entirely different than what is happening all over the internet. So if I take these causes and solutions, can I include all of these in my essay? No. So I need to be selective enough. So let's say I select the first two because these are really strong and major causes and directly related to the problem. So simply if we can take these two, we have to take solutions for these two. So let's go ahead. So if we have chosen cause 1 as easy access to potentially harmful sites, think about examples. What kind of harmful sites? Definitely pornography sites, right? People are able to see it, children are able to go through it, and surely it is having a negative impact on their thought process. If we take the cause 2 as the growth of online fraud and hacking, let's think about the examples. All those government and company websites we keep hearing news about these days. Then, if we have this as cause 1, let's talk about solution for this one. As we mentioned while we were generating the ideas, if the governments can take adequate legislation and if the parents can monitor the kids' activities online, that can definitely tackle the problem. What can be the example for this solution? See, if anyone is finding difficulty in confirming that one is an adult, if you know there are ways that you can just tell that, oh, you are 18 years of age and you can simply enter some website, you can have access to it. What if that mode gets difficult? What if you find difficult in confirming that you are an adult, right? So a lot of parameters should come in to make it difficult. Then it might be tackled. Solution 2. Companies should improve their on-site IT security systems in order to handle the online fraud and hacking. They need to constantly check for any kind of weakness that their current IT system is going through. If we keep these things in mind, we can definitely solve it. So this is how we will come to the causes and the solutions along with the examples. See, whatever we are talking here, we have to explain that, right? So this is our explanation. So this is where we have to come up with the supporting points. Now, let's think about the vocabulary. So any kind of technology related essay will have words like gadgets, innovation, online, sites, programs, websites, etc. Now, laws and rules related essays, of course, government, strict control, supervision, difficult to hack, right action, etc. So just keep those vocabulary in mind and let's go ahead and try to write the essay. Now, the question says, the internet has transformed the way information is shared and consumed, but it has also created problems that did not exist before. What are the most serious problems associated with the internet and what solutions can you suggest? Let's come down to the introduction. Paraphrase the question. There is no doubt that the internet has revolutionized. Look at the word. You're talking about the positive aspects. So, revolutionized communication and information sharing. Paraphrased. But, coming up with the negative points. But societies have to cope with unanticipated new problems. Unanticipated, that means unexpected, including online fraud and hacking. So when you have already generated your ideas, when you know what your entire essay is going to have, then you can just pick up one or two of those examples or points and you can include that in your essay. This is how you will talk about the problem solution introduction, guys. Okay? Now, one of the problems you have already mentioned. Then you will write, this essay will address some of the serious issues caused by the internet and propose solutions for the same. So you are giving an impression to the reader that I'm not just talking about the problems, I'm also solution oriented. Got my point? A very strong introduction. Let's come down to the body paragraphs, guys. One of the major problems, that means you have a lot of problems to discuss, at least two. So let's talk about the first one first. That is why one of the major problems of the internet is, first thing, the ease with which children can access potentially harmful sites. For example, pornography sites are easily accessible to them because they can register with a site and claim to be an adult, that ease with which they can register. There is no doubt that this affects their thoughts and development, which has a huge negative impact on their attitude and approach towards society and life. So you are developing your argument. This is your supporting point. Now you will come to your second problem. Another major problem, another is the word, is the growth of online fraud and hacking. These days, there are constant news stories about government and company websites that have been hacked. Now, you see what you have done? You have kind of come up with an example. You're talking about all those government websites that are getting hacked. Now you will come up with the supporting idea. If these are getting hacked, what is happening? Resulting in sensitive information falling into the hands of criminals. Okay, so because of this online fraud and hacking, this is happening. So you have well explained your ideas along with the examples. Now we will talk about the solutions. Remember that the solution should be directly related to the causes mentioned in your first paragraph. It is important that action is taken to combat these problems. A very good statement. Just to tell the reader that now you're starting with a solution paragraph. Combat. Okay? Take actions against. Fight against. Government should ensure, first solution, that adequate legislation and controls are in place that will prevent young people from accessing dangerous sites, such as requiring more than simply confirming that you are an adult to view a site. So something else has to come in place. Parents also have a part to play. They need to closely monitor the activities of their children and restrict their access to certain sites, which can now be done through various computer programs. Okay, so you can put those child locks and everything. Then, let's talk about the second solution for the second cause. Companies must also improve their on-site IT security systems to make fraud and hacking much more difficult by undertaking thorough reviews of their current systems for weaknesses. So I'm talking about my solutions along with examples. This is how you will write the body paragraphs and the introduction, and finally we will come to the conclusion. To conclude, nice linking device. The internet is an amazing technological innovation. See the positive aspects, because you have definitely talked about the positive things. That has transformed people's lives, but not without negative impact. So this is when you restate your thesis statement. You have said the same thing in your introduction. You're just saying it once again. Moreover, many crimes such as identity theft and child abuse. Now you're talking about, in a summarized version, your problems. Identity theft and child abuse. See how beautifully paraphrased the points you have already mentioned in your cause paragraph. Many crimes such as identity theft and child abuse result from the ease with which criminals can operate anonymously online. Anonymously means without telling their names or identity. However, now you're bringing in comparison. However, with the right action by individuals, governments, and businesses, so you're bringing in the solutions now, it can be made a safe place for everyone. Right? Now see, because this is the internet issue, it is a global issue, guys. So you definitely are ready with some kind of recommendation because you can predict the future. Since the problem of internet crime is global, now you're going from the local to the global. So since the problem is global in nature, what can be done? The long-term solution to it is greater international cooperation. This is how you will bring in your wide perspective. You are solution oriented, but not just for the local scenario. Also keeping international aspect in mind. So this is how we will write the problem solution essay. If you have any kind of issues with the video, if you have not understood anything, you can reach out to me through different platforms: Telegram, Insta, FB, YouTube comment box. You can mail me, the Gmail ID is there. So please make sure that you are going through the answer, you're understanding it. The sheet of the sample answer will be shared right after this video on the Telegram group. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep sharing the knowledge. Don't forget to share the Telegram group ID, Malvika J English. And keep registering, guys, for all those competitions and classes that I have been talking on Telegram and Insta, okay? Right then, take care, guys. Good night. Ta-da!